Welcome to the Petal Cafe with your hosts, Biscuit and Cookie. I'm Biscuit.
And I'm Cookie. Grab a beverage or a snack and settle in as we talk about mostly Animal Crossing and also other things.
Hi, Cookie.
Hey, Biscuit.
How are you?
Oh, not too shabby. Spring has sprung in my neck of the woods.
In like your game or in
In
world?
my actual, in real life neighborhood.
Oh, you mean all the rain that we're getting?
Oh my gosh, yes.
The last 5 days, I think it rained 4.
But, it's good for the flowers and the crops.
That's saying April showers, May flowers kind of thing.
It really depends on the year.
Yes, it definitely does depend on the year. I find that the fact that we got snow in April is to be expected. This is Canada, man.
It sure is. And it's not even like harsh Canada. We're pretty lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't complain too much because the quote-unquote real Canadians will get salty at us.
I'm a real Canadian. I lived elsewhere.
I have also lived elsewhere.
So, I mean, I've dealt with 3 feet of snow. I've dealt with snow in June. And I used to go outside when it was like minus 30 because it was awesome.
Yep.
And
I remember, here, let's have an uphill both ways when I was your age moment.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when I was small that the school buses didn't get canceled unless it was minus 40 before wind chill.
Yep. Yeah, we had
God.
like sometimes it was minus 40, sometimes it's minus 30. I remember one time my brother had track and field or like a long distance track meet thing, which he was training for. And apparently they were having a meeting and he thought it was so important that he got dressed, went to school only like in a snowstorm. The kind of ones that like when you finally have the snow stop, your door is half full of snow. Like when you open your door, it's half full of snow. So he decided to walk to school in that.
Yep.
Because there was no buses. I mean, thankfully we lived close enough to the school. It wasn't too bad, but
and was the school actually still open?
Yeah, there was people there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's something. I remember not that long ago. Well, okay, long ago for some of our listeners who may not have been born yet, because this was probably about 20 years ago, but not that long ago to me. I remember, because there was no bus in the town that I lived in outside of Calgary, I remember learning that it's easier to walk in a whiteout if you're wearing your sunglasses.
It is easier to walk in a whiteout if you're wearing your sunglasses.
So much easier. The things you learn out of necessity.
Well, you live in snowstorms. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in a town outside of Edmonton. People are like, well, wasn't minus 40? Like, wasn't that just insane? And I'm like, not really. No. It was cold, but like you layered up, and then you went outside and played because snow forts
and other things.
Because there was a field behind where you lived, and you were like, you know what? I'm done with daytime TV because I gotta go play outside now.
Priorities,
Yeah, totally. So we have.
Yeah, go ahead. I could talk about this forever.
So we had an article you had mentioned to me the other day about the updates that are happening.
Right, so the game updated this week, and we found out the day before the update occurred by way of a tweet and what was essentially a blog post from, the official Isabelle Twitter account. And that's it. We didn't even get a trailer.
I was expecting a trailer. I was searching for a trailer.
No trailer.
I just saw nothing. It was like, oh, okay. Is that it?
That is literally it.
What are we, air quote, getting then?
It's basically just event updates, and that's all. So there is a new map for May Day with a different prize if you played it last year.
Okay.
Caveat to that: if you didn't play last year with the current character you're using, you will still get last year's prize.
Oh.
Just so you know. If this is this avatar's second Mayday, then they will get the new prize.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'll just use my other Switch and go get the prize with that one.
And then there's like additional items for Children's Day and additional items for wedding season and a few other things, but it's really all just item updates.
So this is the part of the 2 years of updates that Nintendo promised us.
It is.
This is not as exciting.
But it's like a little. Well, I'm hearing two kinds of speculation.
Okay.
One is that this isn't unexpected because they are still like updating the game, even though it is a little bit less intense than it was last year.
Okay.
The other perspective is that they might still be holding out for a bigger update.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm on the fence about either of those. I don't know. I mean, this update takes us right up to the end of June, possibly all the way to August.
Really?
Yeah, with the events, yeah.
Okay.
The other more hopeful bit of speculation I've heard is maybe they'll announce something or do something around the time of E3.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But who knows, really? I mean, they're not ignoring us, but I do feel like it's a little bit of breadcrumbs,
I think that after the lockdown ended for most people, people lost, I guess, the same zeal that they once had for Animal Crossing New Horizons. But they've been playing a lot less since they gone back to work or they, found a different interest.
I mean,
There is a decrease in the amount of people playing Animal Crossing.
we've talked about it before that, people are allowed, apparently, allegedly, allowed to play other games. Um, and on top of that, developers are allowed to develop other games, especially since we know now that they're working on Splatoon 3. Like, how much is.
So excited for that, by the way.
Right? But then how much energy does the team have to put into Animal Crossing, right?
I mean, true.
Because it's the same team, or at least it used to be. We're making assumptions, but I don't know. On the one hand, I want to accept it for what it is. On the other hand, I'm a little irked. I want it to just be like a little splashier, a little more substantive. I know I'm asking a lot, right?
Yes, apparently.
Anyway, how do you feel about this update? Have you been exploring?
So I am on April 10th.
Oh, okay.
So I have no idea. I've seen a few things here and there, but a lot of it I really don't know anything about yet. I've been trying to get to further down into April, so I'm only 2 weeks behind now instead of being a month, which is actually really good considering.
That's awesome progress.
Yeah, I thought so. But again, it's one of those things where it's like, how much time, how much time can I devote to this? How much time can I play? It's hard.
I mean, it is. Like, if I'm going to make room for the other games I want to play, and let's be honest, there's a lot. I have probably 40 games downloaded from the Switch eShop that I haven't even gotten to yet. They're not all like Animal Crossing sized, because that would be insane. But I do want to get to them, Sometimes other games have to be sacrificed, at least on a day on, day off basis.
Yeah, I mean, I've recently got back into Stardew Valley, and not because it's a trend thing. I've been playing Stardew. Oh my god, so many years.
Oh yeah, you're like an OG Stardew person.
Oh my god, I've got one account that's married, and I didn't we hadn't gone to the kids part yet because I don't think it was out yet. I don't remember what else I can do now. I could go play that version, but I started a new game that I actually had created last year or the year before.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm almost done a bunch of the stuff that that when we first started Stardew Valley, it took forever to complete. But
right.
Now it's like, okay, I just need to get to fall, and I've completed the whole community center, and then I can start working on getting down the skull cave, the skull cave in the sandy area, and then finding other things that I can do because I don't know all the updates. I haven't played any of the new updates since they've started updating it again. So
right.
it was very exciting for me to get all the updates.
I mean, I'm not a Stardew player, so I don't even really know any of what you just said. But, I support you playing Stardew Valley. I've tried some other ones. I mean, I know I've mentioned playing My Time at Portia, which I didn't super jam with,
Yeah.
and I haven't tried Stardew, but I am playing Cozy Grove, and I started Spiritfarer, and I just downloaded some other like smaller. I want to call them more like one-shot games,
Okay.
like
Like one playthrough, you're probably gonna pick it
yeah,
up, finish it, and put it down,
exactly.
and never play it again.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I did with the Almost Gone, for instance. I mean, I might go back and play it again, but it's not like an hours and hours kind of game. It's probably about 4 hours from beginning to end.
Okay,
You could play it on a Sunday afternoon, but there's
that's
nothing
not
wrong
bad.
with that. Like it's kind of like I really like a TV series that you can sink your teeth into, or a book series that you can sink your teeth into. But I also sometimes just like to watch a movie, and some games are like that too for me.
So I went OG, and I went back to an old TV show,
Mm.
Stargate SG-1. So I've been watching that
Oh
while
my
I've been playing
gosh.
Stardew Valley.
SG1.
Yeah,
Well, that's
man,
okay. My mister and I are presently watching Twin Peaks, the original.
that's
So
amazing. Um,
it's an experience unto itself, let me tell you.
I'm gonna interject here, and I just want to mention how cute Biscuit, not my character Biscuit, Biscuit the dog, is
Oh
in
yeah.
his he's wearing a little yellow little white hat with this, like, it's fishing tournament day on my island,
Aw.
and he just looks so cute, and yeah, he's just adorable.
That reminds me, what's new on Butter Bay?
uh okay, so I actually made a list of all the things. I have a really cute story I would like to share
Okay.
as well. So I ended up realizing that I was missing a personality on my island.
Oh.
I had two lazies, two peppies, and two snooties. Hang on, we gotta look at my map. I'm talking to the twins, looking for turnip prices. I was like 39 bells, so it's not worth it. Yeah, so two snooties because Mint is also a snooty,
Oh right.
and one normal, and one Uchi, and then one
Mm-hmm.
cranky, and one jock. But I was missing the smug character, like personality, because I had Marshall had asked me
Already?
about. Oh, he went a
Wait.
while ago.
Wait, we already had this conversation.
We
Ignore me.
did, we did. I was talking about his little monocle.
Right.
So Marshall moved
Yes.
out, and I replaced him with, I don't remember. I think it was Megan, and then
Mm-hmm.
Pico moved out, and I replaced her with Mint. So I was still without a smug character. So I ended up having a camper on my campsite,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm really excited about because I've had a few campers, and I was just like, and bye.
Yep, sames.
You walk in, you're like, and turning around. Though I did have Quilson, and he's so cute, and I really kind
Aw.
of like him, but not the right personality.
Sure.
I think Quilson, I have to check. Aw, dang it. Quilson is a smug.
Oh, that would figure.
I totally would have taken him. I thought he was adorable. Oh well,
Aw.
whatever. It's fine. I was having one of those days where I was like,
Mm-hmm.
didn't really want to go through the whole process of
Oh my gosh, I can relate.
the games process with a character to try to get them to move in.
Okay, just to like interject here, it took me like 2 hours to get my most recent camper to move in, so I feel you.
I think I had to try about 5 times. Like, so the
Mm-hmm.
3 games you play, and then I said, "Oh, you should move to the island," and he's like, "You know what? No." So I went out and I went back in, and we played a couple more games, and then he's like, "You know what? I really like this island." And I'm like, "You could move here." He was like, "Yeah, okay." I was like, "Yes." And that was after I won his game,
Right.
and I was so worried about who he was gonna ask to move out.
Mm-hmm.
I was preparing myself to have to, like, go play his game over and over again
Right.
so that I would not pick a person that I didn't want to move out. But I was fortunate. He actually asked if he could ask my oldest villager to leave. Like one
Good.
of my first 10,
That's awesome.
because I still had one of those.
Okay, so who are we even talking about?
So we're talking about Tex.
Oh, okay. So Tex moved in, and who did he boot?
Cranston.
Cranston. Cute Cranston.
Cute Cranston. Cute Cranston. And of course, I had to go say goodbye to Cranston because it's
Mm-hmm.
Cranston.
He's
But
been good to you.
he has been good to me. He will end up on an island somewhere, but he was the sweetest little thing ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we like us some Cranston.
Right? I mean, I didn't know if I liked him at first, but then he's just the. I like that they paired him with the lazy personality. It very much suits him.
Mm-hmm.
Tex is a penguin, a smug penguin
Mm-hmm.
that wears a little jacket. So I'm
Oh,
really
the like the letter jacket.
the Letterman jacket, yeah.
Yeah, he's really cute.
And he says picante, which I really kind of like. So.
Picante.
Yeah, he says picante.
All right. Well, my villager adventures have been that I had a couple of meh campers.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even really tell you now who they were. I'm sure I took photos. I was like, not so much. And then when I logged in yesterday or the day before, I had Daisy at my campsite, and I was like, wait just a gosh darn second. Nobody has Daisy, and I don't have Daisy's amiibo, so I'm going to try and get her. Didn't she take like 5 tries not to kick out one of my 3 newest villagers, all of whom I do not have photos for yet? Eventually, she suggested Chelsea, and I was like, well, Chelsea has asked to move twice already, and she gave me her photo really fast. So even though she is a Sanrio character and she can't go to a new home, I also don't have to worry about trying to find her a new home. So I guess that'll do. So
Yeah.
Chelsea moved away. Chelsea moved into the void, and now Daisy is living in that house. Now they're both of the normal sweet personality, so I didn't like
Ah,
lose any balance.
gotcha.
The balance is safe.
So speaking about amiibos,
Yeah.
so I got added into this chat on Instagram, and it was a bunch of these Animal Crossing players, and one of them invited me to go to prom, and I had every intention of going, and then something came up, so I let them know that I wasn't going to be able to make it. And they're like, well, thanks for letting me know, and maybe next time. Now, that same player that invited me into the chat on Instagram ended up having their birthday was actually this past weekend. So the birthday was on the 24th of April, and they wrote in the chat that they were asking if anybody had Hornsby. Now, Hornsby is a blue rhinoceros, super cute, by the way.
He is so cute.
They were looking for Hornsby because that's their favorite character. The person's name, by the way, is Gooby Fish. Their Instagram is at Fishy Boo Ventures, which is the cutest Instagram ever. So they posted in this chat, like, does anybody have Hornsby? I'll give you miles or bells or whatever, right? And I thought to myself, well, I had 2 trays of amiibos. I know I made Hornsby in there somewhere.
Right.
So I contacted them and I said, I have Hornsby's amiibo. Just make sure you have an open plot. We figured that out. And so I brought Hornsby in to my other Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kicked Hornsby out using another amiibo.
Right.
And Gooby Fish was able to pick up Hornsby in boxes for their birthday.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Yeah. So it was a very cool thing. So happy birthday to Gooby Fish.
Yay.
They were so over the moon to have Hornsby as their. I'm like, no. They tried to give me money or anything like that. I'm like, no.
None of that.
Hornsby is your present. Like, I can do this for you. This is something I would like to do. To very much pay it forward, make a person happy.
That's my favorite.
Right? And then they sent me a photo of their birthday cake, and it has like Hornsby on it, and I was like, oh my god.
Like their in real life birthday cake?
Real life birthday cake. I will post a photo of it. It's so cute. Like, it was so cute.
Aww.
So happy birthday, Gooby Fish. I'll be tagging them in this. So.
Fantastic. No, that is so cute.
Oh,
Love that stuff.
It made my day. It made my day.
Good. Oh, Walt is trying to give me a work shirt.
he thinks he needs to do some work.
Whereas right now I'm dressed in farmer overalls that somebody gave me, and then Pashmina just also gave me a different set of farmer overalls. So I guess it's just like
Farming
work
day?
day, farming and work day.
Maybe you should start playing Stardew Valley.
How about I stick to the other games I'm already got going?
Actually, we could play Stardew Valley because it does have a multiplayer.
Does it? I
It
didn't know that.
does.
You know what else has a multiplayer? Mario Party.
Oh, yeah, it does. It now does.
I am so excited. I like forget the Animal Crossing update, to be honest. I just want this online Mario Party update. Like I'm so excited. I didn't see it coming and I sure love it. Cuz for some reason no one that I hang out with slash live with feels like playing Mario Party nearly as often as I do, which is ever. Um
I love me some Mario Party.
I love me some Mario Party. And so mostly I play against the CPU, and you know what? It's just not that exciting. It's not the same.
It's honestly not the same. It's just not.
So I am super looking forward to hooking up some Mario Party online with real people.
That's amazing.
I'm so happy. It's the little things. It's the
it,
little
it is
things.
the little things. So speaking of updates,
Hmm.
there's this thing I saw on Twitter, and I thought it was a path at first,
Okay.
and it turned out to be a modded. I guess this person had modded their Switch, and I was like, wait, what?
They modded it how? Like what did they do? It's
So
not like Star Trees, right? It's something else.
no, it's so they modded the ground so that the water comes in over top of like a koi fish. It was a bunch of koi fish models on the ground, but then water was over top of them. I thought it was a path. Uh,
Right.
Turns out not so much,
Huh.
because there was a bunch of comments about modded Switch things like that.
Mhm.
And then it got to me thinking, like, is that a safe thing to do? Like,
To
is it
to mod your game
to mod? Yeah, it's like I worry
or your
about like
Switch.
Nintendo going no.
I mean, if you're gonna put it up as a dream address, it could get reported. So maybe don't.
Yeah, I mean, I
But
hope they didn't. Nobody did that to them. I mean, it was cool.
it was
I
pretty common though to do that to people when dream addresses first went live. Remember that?
I do remember that. It was a lot of star trees and everything got reported.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I remember we talked about it on the podcast at the time. Like, play the game the way you want to play it, and don't be a jerk.
Don't be a jerk.
Don't be a
So
jerk.
then it brings up the idea behind like treasure islands.
So, okay, there may be some folks listening who don't know what treasure islands are. Do you
Well,
want to
yeah.
give them a rundown?
So treasure islands are again modded switches or modded games that allow you to place all of the or very whatever items or DIYs or whatever you want. Basically, you go through the catalog and you can drop things on your island, and then you can invite people over to pick up said things off of your island.
Right. And then it's set up in such a way that when said folks are done picking up whatever they want to pick up, you can reset it so that the next person comes to see it the way it was before you got there.
So basically, it's like you're resetting time essentially.
Hmm. It's really interesting. I don't know much about whether it's a hardware thing or a software thing or what the science is behind it. That's all really beyond me. But it's
Um,
cool that it's out there.
it's a code thing, so it is
Is
it
it?
is a software
Hmm.
thing. From all of the research that I've done, it's a coding thing, and it's all online. If people want to do it, all the power to you, man. I've looked at doing it, but then I always worry about like when Nintendo came down on the Star Tree thing,
Hmm.
right? Like, would they eventually are they going to do the same thing for things like Treasure Island?
Well, I hope not, but I guess that's a risk you have to be willing to take. I understand reporting folks for breaking terms of service when it's harmful.
Hmm.
Like when it's genuinely harmful to see some of the offensive stuff in dream addresses that anybody could come across. And
Like, and and harmful being inappropriate for maybe minors or
Yeah. Like
things like
highly
that.
inappropriate or overly violent or, things that are just distasteful. I guess your mileage may vary on that, but you get the gist. I understand reporting folks for that. I have never done it myself, although there was once that I was tempted, and that had to do with a design I found on Able Sisters. So,
Oh,
and I was just like, I could, but I'm not gonna this time. I think it's just that it shocked me a little, and I
yeah.
was like, this is not really appropriate, but you would have had to have been looking for it, so.
I feel like if people keep it to a point where, again, it goes back to the you play the game the way you want to play it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm all for that. And if you keep the more offensive-ish things or like less things that are not necessarily good for minors that do play Animal Crossing, to you if you really know about it and you can search for it that way, but it won't come across anywhere else,
Right.
then sure, keep it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
who am I to say that there isn't like BDSM Island? Who don't you don't know, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen one, but
Like,
it could be
but like
there. It could be out there.
it could be there, and like custom designs for those things are probably wanted, which is totally fine also. But then I've never come across anything like that, so I'm guessing if there is, you have to know what you're looking for. I
Mm-hmm.
guess is the best way to put
So
that.
when I came across this thing, it was because I had found a design that I liked, and then I went looking at that designer's other work. Um,
Oh,
and the thing in question had been like it must have been like a Patreon commission or something. But I'm like, A, someone requested this. B, I wouldn't have found it if I hadn't gone looking.
yeah.
So it wouldn't be cool of me to report it on that basis. Now, someone else might have, who knows? But it's not on my conscience. So,
Again, it goes back to the play the game the way you want to play it. It's
mhm.
not it's not up to us or anybody else to judge how you play Animal Crossing,
And
assuming you do.
assuming you do. Also, I swear Leonardo was just on the other side of the island and now he's back here. How is that possible?
He's speedy. No, he took a work
he he couldn't have, but sure.
pipe.
Maybe he secretly has a warp pipe in his pocket.
Right? This is what I'm saying.
Um,
The villagers might have bought a work pipe.
um, it also goes for folks who use treasure islands. I use treasure islands. Why not? They're there. They make my life easier. And it allows me to support other people in the community, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
But not everybody's going to be for that, just like not everybody's for time traveling. Doesn't mean you need to shame anybody for doing so in
Yeah.
either count. And that really puts a bad taste in my mouth when that happens.
Yeah. So
I don't see any of that.
I guess the shaming part is because I've seen posts both ways about modding switches. It's like, oh, don't do it, yada 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 yada. Like, but if they paid for it, like they
Hmm.
should be able to do whatever they want to it. It's not.
Well, yes and no. And I know I've mentioned this before, what does your end user license agreement say? If you're going to contravene that, then do it, intelligently. But also live and let live. Like, I am not the Animal Crossing police. You're not the Animal Crossing police. I'm certainly not the Nintendo Switch police.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. It's like there's so many people that own switches,
Mm-hmm.
and if it makes them happy to modify their switch, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What that person had created on Twitter with the koi fish and the water thing, that was
Yeah,
amazing.
okay.
That was
So
amazing.
it was a koi model like in the water?
In the water.
Cool.
Yeah, it was
Hmm.
so neat. I was like, now that's a koi fish pond. But also, I can never do that.
I saw a neat and just so our listeners know, we're not going to link any of this stuff because we don't want to out
Oh,
anybody.
no.
Even though
Just a
even
topic of
though
conversation.
we say that we're going to link everything we've referenced, in this case that's not true
Yeah.
because we're not here to out anybody.
Nope.
But I did see on, it might have been on Reddit, it might have been on Twitter, where someone had made these sky bridges, by like doing really, really narrow rivers and I think then cutting them away.
Oh wow.
It was really neat. And you wouldn't be able to do that normally because you can only get so close to a bridge before your terraforming says, wait, stop, so.
Yeah. I had Gulliver the other day,
Right.
and I read his I'll knock your flippers off comments, and so I want some flippers so I can wear flippers so that
Right?
when Gulliver sends me a photo, like a gift, it can be knocked off.
Genuinely knock your flippers off. Wouldn't that be great?
It would be amazing. Also, I'd love to use them in the water because we have the
Mhm.
snorkel masks, have the wetsuits. Where's my flippers? We have
Right?
shoes.
I want
Like,
some flippers.
I want
They don't
flippers.
even have to be like super far extended off the foot.
No,
Like,
they can be
for
just like
instance, like
little frog legs, frog
at
feet.
the jester shoes, like, are super pointy and like you could totally make flippers. I think they're just holding out on us at this point.
I want flippers. So
Yep.
I think the other things we need to talk about are the streaming updates.
Mm-hmm.
You've been playing Cozy Grove in the first Animal Crossing game
Yes, I
with
have.
my commentary in the
But
form of just moderating the chat.
I love to have you there.
Well, thank you. It's a lot of fun, and so I'm actually getting Pokemon Snap soon.
I'm so looking forward to Pokemon Snap.
So I believe that Cookie is going to come and hang out, and we're going to play Pokemon Snap together on stream.
Yeah.
And then I actually bought Cozy Grove as well, but I don't have it on Switch. I have it on my PC. So I think I might actually start that, like start an entire stream. It's like Cozy Grove, like never
Yep.
played before kind of thing.
Do it. I
Yeah.
recommend. Cannot recommend it enough. And you know what's the sweetest is that every time I mention Cozy Grove on Twitter, the Cozy Grove Twitter account specifically likes it.
That's amazing.
Even if I'm talking to like in someone else's comments. It's so cute.
That is really cute.
Man, I love those folks. They're so wholesome. I mean, I've been playing their games for years. This is their first like console game. I had been on the waiting list slash newsletter list for it for quite a while,
Yeah.
like probably a year and a half. And I had
Ooh.
completely forgotten that it was in development until I got the email. And I was like, wait, what? Stop everything. Shut it down. We need to go and download this immediately. And I'm so glad I did. I finally got to the point where eventually you're able to change your hairstyle
Oh
from the one
yeah.
that you start the game with, and
Yeah.
I finally got my purple hair, and it made me very happy.
Yay!
So now my Cozy Grove character looks a lot like my Animal Crossing avatar now.
That's awesome.
And me, because my hair is purple and I have green eyes too, so
Right? It makes
yeah.
sense. I mean, right now my hair is pink, and I have blue eyes instead of the orangey red ones. But I think that was from Halloween, and one of the my villagers changed my whole face.
Yeah,
So.
and you just never changed it back.
Nope. I was like, well, I guess this is it.
I mean, it's okay if you want to change it.
Is there anything else going on this week that we should talk about?
Let's see, we're continuing the streaming. We're loving the streaming. Considering maybe one day streaming Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yep.
We'll get there.
There's an idea behind construction and chill.
Mm-hmm. I'm still playing the GameCube Animal Crossing, and I've learned a few things about how many villagers you get in that game.
Apparently
15.
so many.
15.
So many.
Kashmir and somebody else moved in. Vesta moved into my town the other day.
Oh, I love Vesta.
I know, she's so great. She's like a black hole of delight.
I want her on my island. I do. I want
Mm-hmm.
her on my ACNH island. I love Vesta. But
she is great.
As much as I love, I have all of the amiibos for characters, I really do enjoy the Mystery Islands.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't expect Daisy to be my camper the other day. I couldn't have planned for that. So exciting. It's those little moments. I so enjoy them. Or when you find that one recipe out of the 190 some odd that you already know, when you find one that you didn't know, What is that delight? It's so great.
Yeah, no, I agree. We did do about 4 days of giveaway before
We lost track.
momentum. So there are still 3 days of giveaway that we will do.
There are. Yeah.
We haven't pulled any names yet, so we haven't contacted anybody. So you're still in the running for one of the sets of the Sanrio stuff. And everybody that entered all of the giveaway days will be entered into the mermaid giveaway.
Absolutely. And we've also been collecting some DIY sets to renew that momentum, I hope.
Oh, yeah. I think I have all of the cherry blossom ones.
And I definitely have all the mermaid ones. And all the bamboo ones.
I think I have all the ironwood ones, too.
I also grabbed all of the autumn ones. So Mush, Maple Leaf, Trees Bounty, and Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, Pashmina is asking me to move away. No.
Didn't she just
For
get
the
there?
love of Pete, she did.
That's funny.
Tisk. Also, I don't have her picture yet. Also, she's never leaving.
But, okay, but like, you have her amiibo.
Yeah, I got her amiibo because I want her to be on my island.
Okay.
I really like her. There's just not that many Uchis to go around, you know? You have to... I've been through almost all of them at this point.
Have you really?
Like, most of them.
I mean, yeah, I've had Cherry for a while.
I'm just gonna bring it up. I want to know now.
Oh, how many Uchis there are?
Yeah.
Good question.
There's less... I feel like there's less Uchis than other personalities. So there's only like 30, 35 Uchis out of the entire like spectrum of Animal Crossing characters. It's not that much.
Really?
I've had... Okay, maybe I've had about half of... I've had... Since I started the game, I've had Renee the horse, Plucky, Tammy, Pashmina, Phoebe, Cherry, Flo, Shari. That's like half of them.
Oh my god, I've had more than I realized.
Right? So that leaves the other Renee, Muffy, Fuchsia, Agnes, Charlize, Rocket, Paula, Canberra, Deirdre, Hazel, Diva, Cat.
I've had
Like, there's
Agnes.
not that many.
I have Cherry. I've had Hazel. I've had Muffy. There's really not that many.
Right? So I feel like when you find the Uchi you love, maybe you want to hang on to them.
I kind of like Frida.
There's a couple more that I would consider.
Her and her hot dog outfit really make me happy.
They're really great. I'd take Muffy. I don't know about Fuchsia.
Muffy is awesome.
Deirdre, I would.
Oh yeah, Deirdre's awesome too. I found her on a mystery island on my last island, on my first island.
But you know, if it was one of the others, like, they'd have to really win me over.
I like Diva a lot.
She is pretty hilarious.
I like Diva a lot. Though Cherry is pretty awesome too.
Yeah, Cherry's great. Cherry was my very, very first Uchi of all time, so she has a special place in my heart. What do you think? Are we all caught up?
I think that we are all caught up. All right, so I guess we'll see everybody next week.
Yeah, or sooner if you have a chance to tune into Twitch.
Yes, please feel free to tune into Twitch. It's at the Petal Cafe. Hosts whoever is streaming. Cookie is at at C
Cookie Land.
Like the letter C and then Cookie Land, and then I am Biscuit _TPC.
We'd love to have you. Love to see you.
Friends are always welcome.
So I guess I'll talk to you soon, Biscuit.
All right, bye, Cookie.
Bye. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Petal Cafe, a cozy podcast with your hosts Biscuit and Cookie.
I've been Biscuit.
And I've been Cookie. We post all the links to what we've talked about and referenced in this episode in the show notes.
Leave us a comment or a review on your favorite podcast platform. We would love to hear from you on Instagram or Twitter at Petal Cafe. You can send us an email at thepetalcafe@gmail.com.
We'd also love for you to join our subreddit at r/thepetalcafe and our Discord server. Just ask us how.
The Petal Cafe is produced by Petal Cafe Media with original music by John Stewart Campbell.
See you next time.